a state of public emergency is now in effect for the parish of St. James. Under state of public emergency, the security forces will have extraordinary powers, and some rights are suspended.
This means extraordinary powers have been given to the security forces to search, curtail operating hours of business, access to places, and for the detention of persons without warrant.
The security forces are expected and have been directed to treat citizens with respect and protect the dignity and safety of all. Crime and violence, in particular murders, have been escalating in the parish of St. James. I have been advised by the security forces in writing that the level of criminal activity experienced, continued, and threatened is of such a nature and so extensive in scale as to endanger public safety. It requires a great deal of planning, and it is not just an action for show. It is an action where we have to plan out both the opening and the ending game. And that kind of planning takes time. But more importantly, it takes resources to be behind it. And I believe that we are now at the point where the actions are now aligned with resources. But there's one other important alignment. The government cannot act without public support. And yes, it took some time. Some persons may have felt it should have happened long ago. But I'm now of the view that this has happened when we have an alignment of all the variables to make this operation successful. Now is the time. If you know where the guns are, please tell us. If you know where the criminals are, please tell us. The Reward for Guns program is still in effect.
Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
I have requested the call out of the Jamaica National Reserves, and I have since dawn this morning deployed additional troops to St. James. You have already been told of the circumstances that warrant the state of emergency. What you can expect is that all persons using all roads leading in and out of St. James may be subject to search, vehicle search and personal search.
If they weren't here, if they weren't here, what would have been happening?
As you travel, you will encounter roadblocks and operations. We ask that you give the police and the soldiers your full cooperation.
All right, so we are in St. James. We are on the border of St. James and Trelawney at the Green Point stop check. You all know that there's a limited state of emergency out here. So we are actually shooting today. We're covering some of the activities. We're going into the communities to talk to some persons. So these are soldiers now checking vehicles at this checkpoint. BOJ TV.
In various areas of the city and townships, you will see joint patrols, static and mobile.
Alright guys, so we're giving you a peep here from BOJ TV of some of the activities happening in the limited state of emergency in St. James. As I said before, we are coming to you from Greenwood, the Greenwood checkpoint, which is basically on the border of St. James and Trelawney. Alright, so we're just really observing how the security forces, there are persons from the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the members of the Jamaica Defense Force.
So what can you expect? You may be stopped at various checkpoints. You may be asked for information to verify your identity. You may be asked to declare whether you have any offensive weapons or anything else to declare. And then you may be asked to facilitate a search of your vehicle and yourselves.
Out here, so this is basically some of the activities that are happening. The police officers, they seem to stop some 90% of the vehicles that come through. Thorough check. So far, persons have been reporting that, once you're a law-abiding citizen, you really have nothing to worry about. So persons have been cooperating with the security forces based on what we have observed. So we continue to give you the report from BOJ TV.
Although there will be instances where some activities will be curtailed, as much as possible, we do not intend to stop the good citizens from doing what they are supposed to be doing in their normal scope of things.
You know, it's teach them the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Mr. Speaker, the provision in law is that the Governor General may declare a state of emergency for a period not exceeding 14 days. An extension of the period must be approved by both houses of Parliament by resolution supported by a 2/3 majority of all the members of each house. While we acknowledge that there will be some disruption and fallout, we must take back control of our country. We must dismantle the networks of organized crime. Mr. Speaker, it is in this context that I am bringing the Emergency Powers Continuation Resolution to this Honourable House to have the state of public emergency and the emergency powers regulations remain in force until May the 2nd, 2018.
Yes, it was buried under some...
That's how they did
Yes,
it. Wrapped up just like that. Did you do it?
This is the seventh one, and this is the
third,
third.
1 M16 as well.
People might look at it and say, you know, this looks like an old weapon, but the experts, I'm certain, will tell you that this is just as effective as a brand new one.
Yes.
And then probably they just modified it for easy carrying and operation. Well, look, gentlemen, keep up the good work. I'm certain that there are more weapons to be recovered. The public the sense I'm getting from the public is that they are very appreciative of the way in which you have conducted yourselves in the operations. They see you as their protector. They see you as people they can confide in and trust now. And that's very important, because the greater that bond is built, is the more information you will get and the more of these you will discover. So I want to, again, just thank you for the work you have been doing. I know it's not an easy job and you don't necessarily have all the resources, but let's work together. Let's find more of these and let's make our community safe. All right? Very good.
Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey, yo, we always up to something.
The troops will be pursuing wanted persons, violence producers, and may therefore require the cooperation of the citizens of the parish.
Many of the persons who have been detained have been processed and released. So we are not using detention as a wholesale tool of punishment. The detention is done where necessary and for strategic purposes. I myself interacted and had a brief conversation with some of the detainees, and I had no one complain of any physical abuse. And I think that in itself is also another major step in how our security forces have discharged their duties and responsibilities.
Citizens of St. James. Because of the state of emergency, a number of their usual activities will be curtailed. We seek the full cooperation of the good citizens of St. James. These operations that will be carried out by the security forces will be targeted at the criminal elements and their facilitators. We will be relentless as we pursue the criminals and their facilitators. We therefore seek the patience and understanding of all the good citizens of St. James.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them, right here, Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Remember to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Follow me on social media and check out the suggested videos on screen. This is Teach saying, until next time, walk good, my friends.